We'll go over the ADHD book, Men's Health. People that have ADHD might not be able to sit for even doing a task, may not be able to sit for even 35 minutes on a train ride is what they give the example for from France to England. Logan couldn't even relax. He couldn't even read a book. He was on the same paragraph for 5 minutes. He didn't speak French. He thought he was going to look it up on a computer and on the internet and see how to speak French. People that might have ADHD, maybe even if they're doing a task, they may be scrolling on their phone, which social media is already not good for stress. Even if listening to music, they may not be able to listen 30 seconds. They may have ants in their pants after 30 seconds. Questions might have when you have ADHD that you might. Questions you may think of when you have ADHD. Do you have a hard time waiting? Do you have a lack of impulse of that you hate so much that you might not do it? For example, I won't go to the football game because I hate waiting in line, yet I love football. Or example, I won't go to take my kids to their basketball game because I hate waiting for 30 minutes. Do you have lack of impulse? Do you have lack of self-awareness? Do you have a problem sitting and standing in line? Self-awareness is a mark of a mature person. He can adjust, getting along better with people, with their parent or partner. Men with ADHD can deny they have ADHD and don't want to get tested. Also, men with ADHD don't realize that they should get tested. They don't realize their problems. Men don't like to wait and listen for things. For example, a class or meeting. They can look at the clock from the time they get to class until the time it ends. For example, if a class is at 8 and it lasts till 9:30, they can end up looking at the clock from 8 to 9:30. Chewing gum, stress balls, scrolling on their phone is all things that might help. People with ADD like to move. Watching events or plays or movies may not be for them. Even hanging with friends may be sometimes a struggle. Continue daydreaming even to get sleep. You may have your mind still awake. I have that, but it may go along with my mental health stuff as well as my ADD. They may want a job to entertain them, and they may want immediate results. Well, not all jobs get immediate results. They may want a thrilling job with the EMT or fireman. Job that takes extra education they don't want to do. A desk job may not be for them, or they may not even consider a desk job. Men with ADHD have a hard time making responsibilities. They blame problems such as They may blame problems on the thing that they did not meet, such as they didn't turn their paper on time. That deadline may be what they blame. It was too short. But maybe the thing was they weren't working on their paper while they were supposed to doing it. They were having a hard time thinking before acting. The front brain acts quickly. The long-term brain, stuff in the back of your brain will make you act more long-term. They want immediate results to learning how to wait. Refer to this link for more on CBT. People with ADHD want gratification, but sometimes they need to realize self-gratification is not always there. What I tell myself is sometimes there is no gratification, and if there is, it may take a longer time to achieve it. Men with ADHD can have a hard time of waiting. Move ahead your goals, which doesn't help you. Setting and needing plans like a long-term plan can help, or it may be too much for you, which it is for me. Comparing yourself to others Something with men with ADHD, if they sit down to, they may realize they have many choices in these situations. Besides quitting, what are your other options? Ask your boss what you could change. Think of better ways to manage your time. Ask other employees what you can do. By sitting down, try to make better decisions. Some people with ADHD may have ego problems. Therefore, they don't think they need to check their handwriting or instructions. Then they get the negative feedback, and therefore, they may lead to now unconfident. They thought they could do everything, then actually a double whammy. They couldn't do it right, and they lost their self-confidence. Getting feedback from work. Men also might associate with, if I got fired, I'm a terrible person. They may lose a friend and think it's not worth living. Unemployment can lead to problems. Death in a family can take a bigger toll on them. And being in debt can take long-term effects. They don't handle their emotions well. This impacts them in other ways and may worsen their situation. They may not want to get diagnosed with ADHD, therefore they don't want resources. People may think they're annoying with ADHD, and they may not even give them a chance with ADHD. DBT maybe help guide to an act, kind of goes without saying. People can't love you until you love yourself. Practice self-love, maybe saying confident things or gratitude log may help. Going over things you are grateful for. Silence is help to hear and listen to other things. Look at the beautiful world, and being silent may lead you to birds chirping and cars running around that you did not notice before. By being silent, it may also help you breathe and help your anxiety. Silence allows you to listen to ourselves. Changing the thought of what it's going through can help you. Let's be silent. Be safe. Write your thoughts on paper. Jot them down. When you're more silent, you are better to make better decisions. Jot down notes about your anxiety. Make this a daily effort. Meditation may help. I like using the Calm app. Keep thoughts and journalizing. And journal is also help. Your family may want you to have a desk job, but that may not be for you. I know one thing I think of is people. I like my job. I get to move around at a doggy daycare. I know what the one thing I came to think of that's kind of funny. People go to school for 4 years to sit at a desk and have the boring job. People that don't go to school don't have the boring job. Maybe the feedback means this job is not for you. Don't force yourself to do things you don't want to do. You're dragging the company down or the job down if you don't like it. If you have hobbies, try to figure out a way to go into work. Do what works for you. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Learning Disability Day on ADHD.
An estimated 8.4% of children and 2.5% of adults experience attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Understanding the symptoms might be harder in adults than in children, as most ADHD symptoms are behaviors that everyone struggles with once in a while, like forgetting to pay the bills, spacing out during a conversation, or missing school or work deadlines. However, in ADHD, these are more constant and disruptive. Inattention, impulsivity, and sometimes hyperactivity are key symptoms. These symptoms usually occur together. There are 3 major types of ADHD: hyperactive or impulsive, inattentive, and combined. The hyperactive impulsive type is the least common. The inattentive type involves mainly inattention and distractibility. The combined type is the most common and is a mixture of all the symptoms. Without proper diagnosis and treatment, ADHD can lead to chronic fatigue, depression, emotional outbursts, or performance issues at work or school. ADHD may look different from one person to the next. So, understanding possible indicators and negative effects of ADHD is a key step toward receiving necessary support and starting the recovery journey. Types of treatment include therapy, medication, or a combination of both. The goal of treatment is to improve symptoms and to restore functioning and performance at home and work or school. If you suspect that you or someone you know has ADHD, talk with a healthcare provider who will perform an evaluation and discuss treatment options. For more information about diagnosis and treatment throughout the lifespan, please visit www.psychiatry.org.